that's on. It stay like that.
Alrighty, we're gonna hop on in here. Welcome to the Grind Time podcast. I got a brother, friend, artist, producer, engineer, wine connoisseur.
I don't know.
Just a tad bit, a little bit of everything. Handyman. We
Yeah.
can go down this nice long laundry list.
Call me the man of many lives.
Exactly,
That's what y'all call
man.
me, so
A jack of many trades and
Yes,
a
sir.
master at quite a bit, actually, too.
thank you.
I'll say.
Thank you.
Most definitely. And my brother, Dave
Thank you.
TSimba.
How y'all doing?
Oh,
y'all doing?
about time,
Yeah, I know.
Man
it's been
that
a while.
works way too much.
Yeah, I work a lot.
That's the easiest way to put it.
I work a lot, like a lot.
Yeah,
So
always going.
nothing too crucial.
What you sipping on today, there, Mister?
It's a Nino Negri. I think that one's 2019 vintage. Yeah,
2019 vintage.
2019 Nino Safrat. It's nice.
Smooth, dry.
Smooth and dry. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nothing too
That was
much.
a full-on guess.
I don't need it. Was. It is smooth and dry.
Oh,
It
I
is
can't
smooth,
believe I
bro.
hit
That's a
that one.
smooth one. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, let me turn my phone off. You know what I'm saying? This shit gonna blow off on that. Oh wait, can I curse on here? My bad.
You be you.
Shit,
nah, that's
alright.
one thing I told Hell right there out the rip.
Yeah, I was like,
Be
damn.
real, authentic, keep it real.
You know, yeah, that's my other brother. You feel me? So we be, you already know.
We done locked in.
Yeah, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you done started.
Yeah.
We had some incidents, not last weekend, the weekend before, and everything else. They
Yeah.
out there wilding. They be hating.
Yeah, they wilding over there, but they know how we coming.
Mm-hmm.
They know how I'm coming at least. So,
Yeah, they ain't ready for all that.
yeah. Pause on that. Like, my bad.
No dig.
Yeah, for sure.
But we gonna take it back, we gonna bring it up where you from, growing up and everything else. We'll start there, give a little backstory,
Okay.
what you done been through on that front, just alone.
Everybody. So for those who don't know, for those who do know, I'm Congolese. Specifically Democratic Republic of Congo. Got the flag over there. As always hanging up. And but I'm born in France. And most people are like, "Oh, France, so nice." I'm like, "You know nothing." I was like, "You know nothing about France, or you know nothing about the." At that point, most probably not knowing, more so just people not being as informed about. And I'm gonna speak on it because I don't know how many others speak on it, but not as informed about how many terrible other places there are on Earth, And I grew up in one of the at the time one of the worst neighborhoods in northern France. So, our initiations, freaking blowing up cars, and you got to be in the house at 6:30, or else
YNs
for a fact you
YNs.
get stabbed or worse. So, I
It's-
grew up in that era of it where it was still. I mean, for the longest, we call it UDF or HDL, right? And so. For the longest, that's what it was known as, and then it became a part of the city, became a part of Nancy, France. And so now, I mean, when people ask, I just say Nancy, France, but in reality, realistically speaking, I'm born in HDL. I'm born in OGDF, or as they know it now, it's Plateau de A. So it's nice though. It's not bad. So and it's better now.
Yeah,
Now a lot of slight configurations to the place around,
gentrification.
Heavy gentrification actually. But I mean, you can never really, I guess, take that side out of it, no matter how nice you make it look. So,
Facts.
but I love it when I go back. I love it. So I'm from there.
I can't wait to go.
Oh yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go see the neighborhood for sure. For
most
sure.
definitely. And it's like you saying all that, and it's just like everybody sees the tourist parts and where everybody else goes and stuff like that, where it's safe and
I be
not so.
yeah.
They don't go to the real parts.
Yeah, I be telling people all the time. They're like, I love Paris. I'm like, I'm sure you did.
Yup.
Right? It's like going to New York. Shout out to my brothers in New York. Yeah, it's like when I go to New York, right? If I'm like, hey, if I'm with my bros, and I'm like, hey, you want to go to the Bronx, you want to go, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's fine and dandy, right? You're not an average tourist. Say, hey, I'm immediately going to go to like Soundview or East Flatbush or wherever. Like, you're just not. No. That's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's also not what you need to do, right? And realistically speaking, if I'm anywhere now, I just want to be. I don't want no drama. I don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it.
We on vacation.
I'm gonna keep it P. Yeah, facts. I'm on vacation. See you guys later. Like there's. I don't need all that. So, see, I was just telling me to calm down. So, So I calmed down, and I don't need all that no more. So
no, we gotta leave that in the past.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
and everything, and then we can move into the U.S. and everything. Like, how was that? Was that a shock, on the shell shock and everything else?
When I think about it now, yes. But we came here at 2-3 years old. So we came here in 2000, and started out in Charlotte, North Carolina. I don't remember exactly where. I was still so young at the time, but not the best part of the city. I'll tell you that much. As much as an immigrant family can do, right? And shout out to my Uncle Joe. He helped us out a lot. We had a lot of family that was already over here that helped us establish ourselves. And ironically, I can only think about it for my father. You're bringing a family of 4, with nothing really to your name at all. No real money, and you got to eat. Yeah. You got to provide for them, and you ain't got a job yet. You might have your PhD in chemistry, but you ain't got a job, And so the story goes of the way my mom put it. I was crushing on this little girl at school, right? When we first started getting integrated into the school system over there, and we had different classes to learn English too. So, but you didn't really think about it as a kid. You as a kid, they always say it's the best time to teach them as many different languages as possible, right? I ain't think about it. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about it. I'm just trying to switch between language to language. Shit, I ain't, shit work out. If it don't, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I was crushing on her, and then in kindergarten, something like that. I don't know.
Out here,
and she wanted to do a play date, right? And she talked to me about her parents to me 24/7 and vice versa. And so, I always got in trouble in school. So, leave it be, And then, thanks to her dad during that time period, shout out Dakota. Still remember her name. Her dad was actually I think he was the head or lead engineer in all Charlotte or something like that for electrical, something like that.
You can't make that up.
A lot of connections, right? And he got my dad the job at Johnson C. Smith University.
Look at that.
Started it from there, and then
out here early.
Apparently. Yeah, John Stockton. I was passing addition. You know what I'm saying? I look like Jalen Brunson in the peripheral. Like it looked mean. So, from there on, he got there, and then later on, he kept doing a great job. And of course, during that time, we're not undocumented. We have our we didn't have the green cards yet until later. Once we got the green cards was kind of where we were kind of like, okay, he could look for more opportunities. And we moved to Nashville in 2006 and kind of been here ever since. Of course, moving back and forth, it takes a long time to get takes a long time and a lot of money, and still money we're paying for to get your citizenship and your green cards and all this and your visas and all that. So
it's ridiculous. Like, I've been talking to this girl at the gym, and she's been going through that process and stuff like that, and it's just like we spend thousands and thousands of dollars, and I'm still in the waiting period of getting from my visa to my actual citizenship. And she's like, I've been stuck in here limbo, and then with everything going on in the world right now, she's just like, I can't lie, I'm scared a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm like, I get that. I respectfully get that. I'm like, it's rough out here. Like,
my mom's is she has all her documents, she has her green card and everything, but unlike us, she's not the citizen, so it's like, you depending on how things want to go, what I'm saying, depending on what the man in office wants to do, and his conglomerates, that's something that I always think about, very much so. But everybody has different lives and different viewpoints, and they're to be respected. Some know more about the process than others. Can't hold it to anybody else, but I just know what our process was as being, very much immigrants in this country and coming to it. It was a lot. It was a lot different.
I can see that.
That process was extraneous, and even though, and I don't know if my twin sister could ever tell. Right, but I could always tell, even at a young age, just the stress. But I didn't understand the stress. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't fully understand it until I got a little older. You know, so from there on, and I started toning down on my parents and trying to act as a model citizen.
A little rough out here to do that nowadays, you know. People be just trying every last nerve you got.
No, for sure.
I can say that for a fact. So, yep. And it was like that. You went to MLK and everything else. We ain't gonna slide by how smart you are too. Like people be.
Yeah, I'm a smart dumb nigga. Shit go lip. You know, say shit. You know, I mean, I didn't care about school.
Right. Understandable.
I didn't. I did not. And it was because I've always known what I've always wanted to do. And so, at least my main focus, you know, my main two focuses during that time period. I was really good at sports. And it wasn't like, it was that one time, 6th grade, when my sister challenged me. I'll never forget it. She challenged me. She was like, nah. She was like, well, we were still ahead during that time period. And she was like, you know, you can get C's and maybe some B's and you know, mom and dad aren't as mad at you, and you know, I get 1 B minus, and then so you can't even get better grades than me. I said, bet, you know.
That sound like a
and
challenge.
So I went through the letter grade, like to the number, to the number, made sure all of them were higher. Had to beat her out real quick that one time.
To show her like,
look,
if I just try,
like if I'm putting it ever, I mean, I was same way in college, like. MLK prepared us very, very well for college, especially the first few years. So, like, you know, to double major and still play sports, and I think it came out 3.7 that year. And so it was like, which I won't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even, and I was the kid who'd bring I bring my book bag. I'm probably asleep half the time in class.
Yo.
And then if you really ask me a question, if I don't know it, I don't know it. I'll make it ask myself. It is what it is. But if not, like, you know, if it's like, okay, you want to have a conversation about it, let's have a conversation. Let's break it down. I shocked my whole psych class once just because I took it just for, it was an elective for me. I didn't have to take it. And I was like, why not? And shocked the whole class. And she was like, did you look up that answer? I was just like Google it? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I just wrote it down, like, right now. And they're like, everybody was trying to look it up on Google. I was like, bro, I was like, y'all doing too much. I was like, y'all are doing too much. I just said what it was. You know?
mean, yeah. And that's what I've always said. It's like, you either know it or you don't. Yeah. I ain't no reason to be doing all this. I mean, even when I got to college, I was looking at people. I'm like, how do you study? They looking at me like, what do you mean? I'm like,
how do you study?
I don't know how to do this. I was either I got it once my mom's like, they looked at me and they was like, hey, we can't help you anymore. And I'm like, all right, I'm either going to figure it out right away or I'm just going to let it go. And that's how I made it through. And I'm like, graduated with honors. I mean, that was it. I was forced to.
You got something I don't. You got a degree, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. Shout out to Big Man for that. Okay. Shout out to everybody else out there getting their degrees.
The first 2 years was easy because, I mean, it was my low. They had the 2-year free. So I took full advantage of that and then straight on the MT. And it was like, oh, well, your grades show that you're straight into business school and everything else for Jones College. And I'm like, all right, run it. And I actually enjoyed it. I had a couple classes I really did enjoy, but a lot of it, it's old time marketing and stuff like that. Oh yeah, buy billboards and everything. I'm like,
yeah.
Guys,
we're not in that age.
Guys, it's 2027. Like, come on, a billboard? Why don't I run Instagram ads where everybody at my age is always going to be in front of their phones and stuff like that? Like, why do I want to learn about a billboard?
That's a whole nother subject, honestly. The technological era is advanced at rapid speeds. I mean, I remember, I think it was in 2018, they were probably changing out things for airspace every 2 weeks, every 2 years, excuse me. And then it got to, the next year is every year. And then the next 2 years it was every year. And now it's every 6 months. Now it's every 4 months. Now it's every 2. What we got now? We got this. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? This came out yesterday. I'm like, yo. You know, like whoa. There's I think the balance side of it is also very hard to do as more people kind of switch to switch. I mean, we're in 2025. Let's be real. After COVID, 2016 seems like 4 years ago.
Right. Just yesterday.
Yeah. You know, like in reality, it's not. So, I mean, I think it's impressive to say the least. You know, but I mean, it's been a long time coming to see technology basically rule the world at this point, which is good and bad. Yes. You know, I think people are too dependent on it. I mean, we're using it right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
mean,
Like,
yeah,
we're using it right now. But
y'all are too to watch it. So like, it's
Exactly.
one of those things. It's like
exactly.
it's well needed nowadays and everything else. Everybody's so used to it. A lot of people don't know what to do if they didn't have it though.
Man, you know me. If y'all couldn't reach me, I'd be like, hey, y'all know where I'm at. Shit.
Yeah, we good. I know D good.
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
several people I know is good now.
Yeah.
A couple other ones, I'm just like, you don't know what to do if your phone go out for a day. Me just like, all right, I'm dealing with a broke phone for like a month, and I'm like, it's
works.
dead. And,
If it work, it work.
Yeah, right. Whenever I plug it back up, I'll see
Yeah.
who hit me up.
Yeah, facts.
Hey, bro, where you been at all that? I'm like, oh, well, I went and did this, and all that. And I'm
I tell you what, where I'm at is sleep.
yeah,
fuck.
hey, we're trying to get back to that point. The last like 3-4 years have been a struggle. Well, really like 2-3, I would say tops. It's not sleeping like I used to.
Yeah, I know.
It's been rough.
Usually you'd hit the my bed sound nice right now.
I know, and it's just I'm here. I'll be. It do be sounding nice. Now I'll get in it, and then I'll be awake by the time I see you making a post about being in the gym. Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
back in
real
there.
quick.
I'm back in there
Love
heavy.
to see that. We love to see
I'm
that.
back in there heavy. It's been 2.5 years after the injury. It was tough.
No,
Losing all that weight, getting to a nice weight that I wanted to, and then
Damn.
and then tearing everything. I actually reread what I tore. It was much more than it. So I tore my rotator cuff, of course.
That's
Right.
the main thing.
Right, that was the main thing. Tricep, bicep. Right. They also worked on labrum. They also worked on the bones. They did a lot. They did a lot. Granted, I guess I'm of course people are always like probably not the smartest idea to go to work the next day afterwards, but it got me through it. Like it got me through. Like they got me. I mean, the mentality of a Nashville barback is different, especially during that era. That was like the last era where I would say like Wild Wild West Broadway.
Gee,
And so like
it took a different breed.
to be able to genuinely say fuck it, does not matter what's going on. I mean, during that time period, because 2 weeks beforehand, Nico tore his shoulder, still working. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Cast, knee out or whatever, don't matter, still working. Same thing, still working. You know what I'm saying? Like Carson definitely fucked up his back on something. Guess what? Still working. Like there was no, and I'm around everybody else. I'm the youngest one at this point. Everybody else around me is like way older, like and they're 27, 28, 30s, 30, 35, 34. If they're putting in the work, you tell me I can't.
Oh no, I ain't gonna work. Shows like
And you're like, nah. I was like, guess what? On Monday, I ain't gonna be here. I'm gonna go to the doctor, get it checked out. Guess what? This weekend though, we gonna finish this shit out strong, and we did. We did.
That's nice. That's nice. Real nice. So we'll move on to like the sports and everything else and how that ended, and then we'll jump right into more of what you're doing nowadays. Like we just talked on, like another injury.
Yeah.
That ruined the sports for you.
Yeah. My tore. Yeah, there was my knee, right knee. Yeah. Except, well, realistically speaking, my right knee only hindered my high school career, even though it still went well. It still went very well. I mean, my senior year, I was supposed to be out after I tore MCL on my left, or inflamed, or whatever it was, and then I was supposed to be out for the season during that time period. Came back, probably 2 weeks left. I went crazy. I went crazy. Probably 12 or 13 goals and
2 weeks,
5-6 games. Should have continued football. Didn't. Should have. I should have. Especially shout out my cousin Dan Batuli. Should have. I mean, like when we were playing back then, as little kids, like my coaches, we were like that. I remember my coaches coming up to my parents and being like, it was like, he sticks to football, that boy gonna be nice. Now granted, catch me on flag at any point at that point. Yeah, I'm still running it up. I remember that one time I played flag at MT, and everybody was like, Dave only know I play soccer, we ain't worried about it. I was like, cool, whatever. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, You know, everybody's like, this nigga got 7 interceptions. I was
Yeah,
like,
uh-huh.
I was just like, it was like, how is this happening? I was like, cause I was there. I was really about it. Basketball the same way too. Still got my trophies somewhere in here. That probably one up over there. Still got my trophies over here somewhere. Of middle school and in high school, I tried out first year, didn't make it, and then tried out senior year, made the team, didn't know, but then I had to go immediately back to soccer. Then found out like about a week later. Because I remember my coach was going, I think it was also my junior year. I think also junior year tried out. And I think I also made it that year too. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to ask somebody about that. I'm gonna have to ask Jalen about that or whatever. That was really cool though, because it was like, all right, cool. I remember I forgot, I blanked out. Coach gave us a number. He was like, if you don't remember, you cut. Right? I blanked out on the number, got cut, and then as soon as he said that, right, we go to do the drills. Right? We gonna do shooting drills. I went ham.
Oh yeah.
I went immediately. I went ham, and then we did 3v3s. Went ham on that too. You know what I'm saying? 3v3s do. I think it was out of 5. So I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, went back, went to the elbow, jump shot, coming, boom, banked it. I was like, bro, I'm coming through. Sports is always a part of my life, always. And then in college, it was cool because at MT, even though we were a club during that time period, I got to play with a lot of guys who already had played at different schools. Because I was going to go to Lee for it at first, because Lee was an actual program too, Got accepted there, got accepted a couple other schools as well to go to. And I wanted to go to MT for aerospace specifically, right? Aerospace and math. So I just stuck to that. Knox as well got accepted there too. I got a couple other places, and should have done it. Yeah, should have done it. Should have done it, but I don't regret it. Don't regret a damn thing I've ever done in my life.
I felt that.
Except for there's only one regret I have, and it ain't even that important. You know what I'm saying? I'm just most of it ain't even that important. So, I mean, the only regret I even have in my life would be not asking CC sooner to marry me, right? That's the only regret I got. Aside from that, I ain't got shit else. You know what I'm saying? So, I ain't got shit else to it.
So we're gonna get to the start of music. What got you into the music and
That's
everything
funny.
else?
Oof. Start of music. I started playing drums at the age of 3. My mom would always see me put up all like the dishware and the pots and pans, all that, and then one day she was like, "I'm gonna take you to your uncle," right? And my uncle, my big sister, they all taught me how to play drums. My big sister was a fucking beast of drums. She was insane. Jeremiah, insane. And they all taught me, and so I learned at a very, very early age. And at the age of 6, I went to guitar. In 8th grade, I taught myself piano. And then I played 5th grade, 5th to 8th or 9th. I remember 5th to 8th. I think I was in band for the longest, and then switched on and off between me and Christian for first chair, second chair. So it was always good. And Jordan as well. Shout out Jordan. She played. She actually went to play on basketball too in college too. She was cool. So yeah.
It just runs in us.
Yeah. And then the rapping part has always been something. I mean, probably starting 6th grade, 6th, 7th, 5th. Nah, not even 5th, 6th grade, making little rhymes here and there, poetry, whatever. Used to pass them around the school in 7th grade, and then I remember my bros came to me and they're like, "Well, people say this sucks because they don't even know how it sounds, right? They don't know how it sounds." And I kept that in my back of my mind for the longest. Little did I also understand. If you just give somebody a piece of paper with words on it, they're not going to know your case. No. They're not going to know how to read or at all, right? But it's stuck in the back of my mind, And then my junior year going into senior year, I went in front of the whole school, 1,200 people and their parents, and for the most part, just went in. I just went in. I'll never forget that. It was more so, of course, like it was a good mix between spoken word and spoken word and rap at that point. Very much so. I mean, you could say rap is spoken word, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's different, especially now. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
different. It's
definitely
different. It's different. So, but yeah, and I mean, I've always been intrigued with it. You know, I mean, I've been listening to, you know, I think I mean, of course, you know, Pac and Biggie. I mean, Biggie for me is 10 Crack Commandments. I'll always stay to it, you know, or 1970 something. And then, you know, Pac, I mean, we can go down the line, Ghetto Gospel, you know,
Right.
you know, like I can go down the line with those, but I mean, LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? Big L, and I mean, you know, so many other legends that basically paved the way. You know, Tribe Called Quest, you know, Jay-Z, Eminem. I mean, Wayne from The Block Is Hot when he came through with it. And I wasn't even, what was that, 98, 99? Like, I wasn't born yet. You know, I wasn't really, I mean, I was, but I wasn't even, like, I wasn't conscious of what the hell was going on, you know.
We could tell it was something.
You know, so, you know, things like that where it's like, you know, music, of course, 50 Cent, you know, it's always been around. And, of course, I think Drake changed the trajectory of Drake, Kendrick, and Joey Badass, honestly. And a little bit Logic changed the way I viewed music a lot. I'd say Odd Future, too. I mean, there's so much music. You know, I mean, I was the kid with 35,000 songs on his laptop
Right.
in 6th grade.
I get it, 'cause that was me. I was like, there's something more. I have more music than anybody else and everything.
All
I'm
the time,
listening to, like,
100%.
I was the one in high school walking around with headphones on all the time. Like,
All
I'm
the time.
listening to something new or something that ain't nobody else heard of, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm listening to this.
Yeah.
Like, who's that? And I'm like, oh, you'll see in a couple months or something like that, and then they'd be the next big thing. And it was just like, it's all making more sense to me now. It's just like, I was just well in touch with everything else, and I'm like, I can hear a sound, and I'm like, this is gonna blow up and stuff like that.
Mac Miller. Mac Miller was that. You know, I was like, yo, this kid nice. He was on his European tour at the time period, and Danny showed me Nikes on my feet. I went down the rabbit hole from there before anything else actually really blew up, and then he took off from there. So RP the legend on that too. Yeah, there's a lot, and I mean that's not rap. It's just I'd say rap is my main genre. Hip hop is my main genre, or my main world that I've lived in my whole life. But I'd say that you know, I mean, you know, I got Congolese music, I got rock, I got indie rock, indie pop, and you know, there's I got so much to you know, you never know what you're gonna hear on if you just press skip, you never know. EDM, house, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much. I've been to so many festivals and seen so many people. I never know what I'm gonna hear. It could be freaking gospel music for all, you know what I'm saying? It could be, you know what I'm saying? It'd be freaking Kirk Franklin coming through out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or Israel Houghton or whoever. You know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot. So,
very versatile.
R&B as well. What, you know? I mean, that goes in my hip hop range. But yeah, that's everything that has gotten or that I'm flowing through is mine. And then I'd say music myself, my actual real music journey didn't really start too long ago. You know, if I think about it, you know, started with Wavy. No, I mean, I honestly started probably with Parietal Paralysis back in high school. I dropped that on SoundCloud. It did like 10 or 15,000 or something like that. I accidentally deleted it and then had to reload it because I didn't understand something on SoundCloud or whatever.
Hey, we live and we learn.
We live and we learn.
I've learned a lot of things that way. Just like,
you know,
mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Like one of my best YouTube videos I posted and everything else. Literally, I'm like, I can throw this sound in the background or I can not, and literally has over 250,000 views. But Kill Bill, what was it? I think Rob Stone. I think sound in the background, copyrighted. They got that like
immediately.
That was before YouTube's had all the new
laws and everything they got.
Laws and also like all the regulation. Well, the levels of stuff you had to have like 1,000 something subscribers, this many watch hours. I was making money off YouTube.
Yeah,
it was not like that. Literally, I could have made a lot of money off then at that time before all things went south there with YouTube and stuff.
With the knowledge you have now, do you think that? I mean, you've of course, obviously, you're continuing different alleyways, and but do you think that's something that you'll ever get back to, in the same sense, you know?
A little bit here and there on some things. Like I have started to post more and everything else, just not besides like the podcast and stuff like that. And I still know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff to do, like SEOs and stuff like that. A lot of people don't do, and I'm like, well, if you search anything around my name, grindseason and everything else, we're gonna be the first thing that pops up. Instantly. And it's like, y'all don't know how to do this. Y'all haven't learned this, and y'all been doing it how long now? I'm like, I learned this back in like 2014.
This is just light work. Yeah.
So it's like I enjoy it. I will definitely get back to it. I want to now with a new phone and everything else, and possibly get back out the vlogging and everything else, because it's like you never know where I'm gonna be tomorrow and stuff like that. It's always something different. It's like people saw me on TV this past week at the Tennessee game. Yeah, everybody tagging me in and just going crazy. They were just like, "Bro, how did you get here?" I'm like, I answered one phone call and they said, "What you doing Friday?" I said, "Nothing." They said, "Bet, let's go to the game." I'm like, "All right, I'm in. Let's run it." And stuff like that. So you'll never know. I mean, even last year going to the Arnold Brook, it's just like, I mean, I ain't out here just blowing money to do all these things. It's like I'm getting invited to these things that I never expected already. And I mean, part of the fitness industry is like
putting in a lot of work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's like you see, but a lot of people don't see.
And you know, testament to Matt's put in a lot of work, like a lot of work. Okay, to be to where, like, of course you've always been into it, but to be into it where you're now, it's very much so your life, it's your core. You know, you've made so many strides to get to where you are now. And I think that, you know, and I tell you this all the time, but I definitely want you to know, you know, we're all very proud of you, you know, because it's not easy. No. It's not easy, you know. It's because it's a literal day by day thing, right?
Every day you gotta pick up and get out of here and stuff like that. And people just like, "Well, Matt, how have you gotten this far?" And I'm just like, "Well, you see that little event? You think of it nothing as now, but start going to those little events and then meet the people there, and then go to the next one. It might not be the biggest thing ever, but at least you're meeting the people that are also in it. And it's like Brooke told me something that stuck with me from the Music City Expo. It's like, just get used to going to these shows. Don't, like, the people you see here and continue to see here will be around. The ones that you see here and that are popping off that are big right now and everything else, give it a couple of years and you'll know if they're actually here for helping people or if they're here just to make their money off of it.
Indeed.
And I've definitely noticed that, because I mean, there's a lot of people that'll blow up and then next thing you know it, a month, 2 years later or something like that, they ain't nowhere to be found anymore. And it's like, Rook's like, I done known this person for like 10 years. I was working with this company, he was working with this company, and here we are 10 years later. We both got our own stuff going, and so that's one of the nicest things that I've learned and everything else. It's like, people will find out if you're a good person or not in this industry. And
being genuine goes a long way. I don't think people mistake niceness for kindness.
Yes.
And it's not the same thing.
No.
All right. Because y'all know me. I ain't nice. No. But I'm a kind soul. Okay. I'm a kind soul, but I'm not nice. Okay. And I only say that because you can be fake being nice all you want. Fake being nice all you want. I'm like, you know, I think that's something that people miss a lot of. And it's like, no, you know, somebody doing something because it's they're as genuine as possible. That's the person that they are. It speaks a lot, you know, to the testament to the person that they are. And people miss that. So, you know, try to. And when the vibes ain't right, trust me, we know.
That is one thing we do know.
We know that as a group. We know that as a group really quickly. When the vibes ain't right, we know.
Media nights up in this stew, just like, you ain't coming back.
No,
it ain't a wrap.
No, I'm not. There's a lot of people I'm not having back. And I genuinely already don't even bring too many people in anyways. So,
I know. It's changed a lot in here.
Yes, it has. It's still a lot. I got to finish this up. I'll probably finish this up at the end of the summer. I was like, if I can give myself that timeline, that'd be nice. Finish that up at the end of the summer, have everything moved out, and then make it really look like it did, but on a grander scale. So, you know.
Yeah, we've been through many iterations up in here, so it's like speaking on the vibes and everything else. It's like,
sword's still here.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, guys, that is a real sword.
Yes, it is.
It's not a fake one.
No.
Don't ask.
Don't touch it.
But it's real. It is real. It can slice. It can pierce.
Don't play around.
That's a heavy sword too. For me, like, you know, it's a great shoulder workout. I'll tell you that right now. A great shoulder workout. You know, the bricks right there too. Built by bricks.
Facts.
You know.
Because we could get to that. Like, so it was like COVID. I started hearing your music around then and everything else a little bit beforehand and stuff like that. And then it's just like, oh, yeah, well, hey, Christian got into music. So when Christian got into music, it was like, I went to these other little spots and everything else. And he's like, I met somebody else who can go this way. I'm like, all right, pull on up. And it's just like, first time walking in here, you knew it was something serious. Like, even with everything, how it was and everything else, it's like, but you knew when you walked in this building, it's like, there's something about this place that some real work's about to get done and everything. And I'm like thinking about it. There's so many designs I've made in here while I was working on music, and I'll never forget like those times. It's undefeated. Like even walking in here today, it's like I'm ready to work now. I wish I had my laptop. I'm still working, and I can say that for a fact. So it's like, how was that from you? I really wish we could have took more advantage of how long COVID was going to be. I will say that much.
Shoot, I feel like while during COVID, during COVID, what I was going through my breakup with Adriana, right? That hit hard.
Yeah,
that one hit very hard, and it's funny because it wasn't even before. It was like way before we were in the studio. We were here, and I remember I was making the song "Leave Me Alone." And I was adding, and Henry told me to add the it's over part. And I remember I added it in there. We played it back, and I just started bawling, just started crying. And y'all know me, I don't cry.
No,
so it was and I remember Hell was like, "Is this nigga laughing or crying? What is
What's going on?"
You know?
I've seen it like once.
And probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, and probably like 4 months later. Yeah, probably 4 months later. Because y'all always know what I know. You know? So, yeah, that shit hit hard on that one. That one messed me up, literally.
I remember the first time listening to the Love No Vibes tape in here.
Yeah, I do.
Nice
Yeah,
lights and
that
everything
one
else,
was
and sitting down and just taking it all in. And
it's a tough tape for me to still listen to. I think the only thing I do listen to now is like Break It Interlude. That one's nice. Even though like I wasn't the greatest at mixing yet. And I'm still not the greatest at mixing yet, but I've gotten way better than I used to. But it still hits a certain part of me that I'm like, yeah, that one sounds really nice. So, yeah.
Definitely.
But COVID went well though. I mean, I found vacay in COVID. You know, I'm gonna take a trip, little mommy. So I can see you did, little mommy. Let's get it with it. Like that, like I found vacay in COVID. And it's funny. Every year I was always like, and big shout out to the man upstairs. Thank God for everything that he's been able to give me. Because there's no way. I remember I was sitting down and I was like, I was on FaceTime with HV and I was like, bro, I don't know what else to make. And keep in mind, right, for those of you who don't know me, at that point I had like 300 songs in the vault.
Easy.
An easy 300. I don't know what, and I'm talking about, I don't know what else to make. What am I talking about? What am I talking about, right? And then 2021 came along, and it was the party pack. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out Kelsey Maggard and Haley Miller for that for the cover photo. It did really well. You know, and then I found Girls Love Miami in that one. And when I was sitting down on December 31st, 2020 in here just on FaceTime with HV trying to figure out whether or not I'm doing anything or whether or not I'm able to can do this anymore. Like, can I make another song? Can I, mind you, at that point from 2019 to 2020 was vacay. 2020 to 2021 was Girls of Miami. At that point, I find I'm sitting on 500-600 songs. Like I can't make another song. Like, I don't know how to. And I mean, of course, a lot will never come out to the public. But you know, if you would have told me 7 years ago that I would have more than 180 to 200 songs out right now, I'd say you a joke. I'd say you joking, right? I'd say that there's no damn way. Hell no. Hell no. Shit, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Nigga came up in the jump.
Slowly put them out.
And to be able to find my pockets regardless of whose song it is, I think it's something I got very good at.
Yes.
Right.
I can definitely
To be able to wherever. It didn't matter what it was. What you want me to do? I can do this, I can do that, you know, and not because and a lot of the times it's you know, I can see how hard everybody else works and puts in the work on it, but you know me, I'm you know, when we did run up a band, I just went on the mic.
Just
Said,
walked on
yeah,
up
I
there.
was like, let's do it, you know, and I would say I'm not the traditional artist in terms of I have to take 10, well, you know, I have to take this much or getting writer's block or any of that. Like, no, it doesn't. And even though during those times where I was like, oh, I'm in a block, I'm not in a block. I'm in a block of what to do next, right? Not what to say next, right? I'm in a block of what to do next, not what to say next. I want to follow up something else afterwards.
It's one of those things of like I'm the same way. It's like I want to be 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Indeed, 100%.
It's not just like, oh yeah, I got that. I mean, I know what I can drop. I got plenty of stuff to drop. If I wanted to drop something tomorrow, I can go in and put it in the order of stuff. But I'm like, I'm worried about next winter already. Like I'm working on these things. Like I want to have these things done and really just ahead. And it's just like, all right, now I can go to other people and stuff like this and like, here, let me get this loan out or something like that, and let me do all these orders now. Get all the stuff behind the scenes and stuff like that. Like even with the track we have, like people have been hearing it a little bit here and there with this podcast.
Here
but
and there. You kidding me? You hear it. I hear it every day. I was just like,
it's on repeat.
like every time it's in the background. I'm hear it, and it's funny. I haven't even finished it, and you know, our brother got you know whatever he wants to do along with it. But granted, I will let him know right now, and I don't care how he feels about it. I'm dropping too much money.
Yes.
You don't want to drop it, I'm dropping it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna drop it.
Thank you, dude.
So, yeah, I'm gonna.
He had a couple of them.
I'm gonna drop it. I'm surprise dropping for it. I hope he sees this too. I'm dropping it.
We'll make a clip. We'll tag him in it, so he gotta see it.
I'm dropping it. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I am definitely dropping it.
I got one request. Hella Pain too. Go ahead. That one.
Which one is that one?
Hella Pain. We'll pick on it afterwards.
Good, cause you know me.
I know it.
He
know I know every word to
HV
it.
had the HV. We were on FaceTime yesterday. He was like, "Yeah, what about this song?" And I was like, "What song?" He's like, "What about this?" He's like, "What is this?" I was like, he says, "Perceptions Part 2." I was like, "When was this?" I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I got over 1,000 now. I don't know. You know, it's so funny. I would definitely say Wayne is definitely not doing that because he has so many songs. He's like, I said that, you know, or like, oh, okay, this is nice, or what is this? You know, like once a song is done, I don't really go back to it as much as people think I do. Or as of late, I haven't really, I mean, especially with everything that's been going on in my life, right? I haven't even really wanted to touch the studio as much at all.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's been hard.
It's tough. It's tough, but also I have a promise to uphold to her, you know? So that will be something that I will definitely do, you know. Tough, but I will definitely do. And I don't know how I'm going to do it. I just have to do it. There's I think that's the biggest thing for anybody who wants to do anything and be successful. Like, you know, you can blow up and have your you know, your viral moment or moments. You know, it is about very much so doing it again and again and again and again. It's not just the one time. The one time's nice. It does get you more into the door than anything. Because I did that during COVID with the whole vacate track. I mean, like it went, you know, the whole EP went 250,000. You know, crazy. with Shot and Nasty and Nas helped out a lot.
Yeah, she so did. I can't get that video. I remember that day. Wait, what?
Yeah, shout out to Nasty and Nas and their they're great people. They are phenomenal people. Really helped out a lot. Have always been willing to help. I'm sure we could always reach out. And then Tins and her whole twerk team and I forgot whether they're in. I think they're in Finland. I think they're Finnish. They were amazing too. They are all fantastic. So a lot of people brought that to life in different ways. And then of course we did the vacay challenge. You know,
fun.
That was a fun time too. You know, so yeah.
We had more time.
We had
more time to do stuff.
We had so much time to do things, and I'm glad I am where I am right now.
Same.
But I also know I gotta step on the gas Not like I haven't in other places,
Right,
you know.
yeah.
But I know I have to step on the gas. So, but if I'm gonna step on the gas, I might as well do it right, especially with what we know now, right? You know,
I
how
learned
many
so
things
much.
would you do differently with all the knowledge you do now?
So many.
You know,
So many things. Like I would have took more advantage of those times we were all here, and we could have made a lot of content and stuff like that. Was oh yeah, this might not come out in a year, but we could have easily had it all knocked out because we were all in one place.
100%.
Be like, hey, let's just ride to this parking garage real quick. Boom, boom,
100%.
boom, and we could have had so much more. Like that is one of the simplest, easiest one that comes to my mind, and everything else. It's like it ain't like we're not all creative and have all these different avenues and stuff like that, and we were all in one place.
And G Money said it best on the podcast last time, right? You know, everybody had their own little thing, you know, and what we're doing, and you know, nights like those were always great and fantastic. You know, nights like those will never die.
No.
HQC Mondays will never die.
It's still in my phone calendar.
You know what I'm saying? Like same, still in my phone calendar. It'll never die. I just don't know how to now. Or was it the story of Job who lost it all?
Yep.
Right, and then God gave him back 7 times more. You know,
The day will come.
the day will come, and I don't know, but I don't know how.
I don't either.
You know, I
That's
don't
what-
know how, but I know it will. I just don't know how.
And that's what people should be the most scared of.
100%.
Because when we can get back in.
Yeah.
No.
You should be fucking terrified. You
Yes.
should be terrified. Okay.
If you don't like us now,
You know,
it's too
yeah,
late.
yeah.
It's too late by that point because you really just going to see us everywhere and you really going to hate us.
100%. Because I like that was the biggest thing during COVID. It didn't matter what I was on your screen, probably a minimum 4 or 5 times a day. Didn't matter whether you tried to avoid me or not. I'm that person. So the minute you tell me I have free time to do it,
Oh, no.
I got free time to
no.
do it. I could just lay around and just make content all day. And that's all I need to do. You gonna hate me. You gonna hate me so much. Okay, you gonna hate me. All right, like I love it. I love it. I live for it. Granted, as well, right? There are also times where you do need, you do need to disappear a little bit. Disappearing helps a lot. Make people wonder where the fuck you at.
Yep.
Right? It helps a lot. That's not a secret. It shouldn't be a secret if it is a secret. You know, I think people need to sometimes hone in on that art. Sometimes you got to disappear a little. And then, just when they're not expecting it, then you say, all right, cool, you want to play.
Yeah.
You want to play.
We'll pop out and show niggas.
Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas, and I'm going to make that happen. So, and I can't wait.
Yeah, most definitely.
I can't wait.
It's like I've told some people about some of the ideas I have, and they're just like, wait, you've been thinking about this? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, the timing's not right yet. Let's keep building up what we're building up.
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody's starting to learn everybody and get to know everybody that's a part of grind season. I'm like, now that y'all have done that, I'm like, all right, we're all going to hang out.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep taking these steps. And then I'm like, all right, now we're going to actually do drops and everything else. Like, we've done drops, but it's not no serious, like, oh, yeah, here goes a whole full-on thing type thing. So it's one of those things just like, y'all thought all these people out here doing stuff. Just wait until I start hitting y'all with stuff like that.
So,
I will say, you know, you'll that champion gold.
This is my favorite one. This is one a lot of people got.
It's one of the last ones that came out. I'm gonna be doing an orange most likely this year and a purple. So.
Yeah. I gotta get the purple. It's my favorite color, so I gotta get the purple. Yeah. I gotta get that one. So.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's like me rocking your shirt right now.
That would,
like, it's a statement.
In the gym, get in the gym, bitch. You know,
that is the movement now.
I can't wait. The getting in the gym, bitch, has been nice, and people wanted shirts, and people gotten them, and that's been nice. And of course, I need to, take the time to really get into it. But of course, I'm pushing it heavy more on TikTok more than anything. You know, which I should. I'm sure you're doing the same thing. So it's like, you know. You gotta take your avenue where you can.
Most definitely.
So
and TikTok is like one of the most authentic growth ones. So like people
100%.
see it and they like it, they will like it and it'll keep going. So I'll always push it and everything else. Like I need to get back to it. I'm nowhere close to how I was when we was like the start of COVID and before COVID, like posting 3 times a day and stuff like that. But I learned a lot.
You can start back at any point in your life.
It's never over.
It's one thing that I think people put an age limit to. You can start back at any point in your life, and it can still hit. And all you need is one.
Yep, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes. But once you have one, you have to make sure you do it again. So don't have one and don't plan on it to just be one and that's it, right? Make sure you have something. Because if I think about it, I can't be like none of my songs have never gone viral. They have, right? Maybe not on the grandest scale possible,
like mainstream,
but very, very, like, okay, like clearly this nigga out
like
here,
moving,
but I could give a damn about being, and this is no disrespect, I can give a damn about being the best in Tennessee. I can give a damn about being the best just in France, right? I can, and not even being the best to do it, right? Because I'm not the best to do it, but I am the best in my lane to do so.
Yes.
Right. Which is if anybody is to understand those words, it has nothing to do with anyone else.
Exactly.
Right. I am in that means that very much so. My lane, I'm the best to do that. And I plan to do that, but everywhere, not just here, not just over there, not just no matter where I'm at, I can't wait for that moment. Right.
Same.
So wherever I guess I'm gonna be in Visa this year. So we're gonna see. So
out here.
Yeah.
I definitely felt that because that's how I
Yeah.
feel about me in this business and everything else. It's like can't nobody copy or do what I'm doing. They can try to copy everything I do and it still won't be the same and do it like I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Like, and there's reasons why. Like some things I do and some things I don't. And
Yeah.
like there's a time and a place for all that, but it's not worth it. It's like most people are now, like these businesses are out here taxing people and stuff. And I'm just like, what you mean 60 for the shorts? I'm like, hey,
60
it don't
for the
cost
shorts
you.
is actually wild when we know that it definitely don't cost you.
No.
Goddamn
yeah,
system.
I know exactly where they getting it from. And it's under $5 probably a pop for them too.
Indeed.
Because how many they buying?
I mean, I thought that with the shirts. I was like, what's a reasonable price to be able to make profit, but also to where I'm not breaking the bank for anybody.
Right.
I'm not looking at it. It's cool to be able to make a profit is really cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. The money is a great thing, but very much so. It's like, I want you to wear the shirt and love it. I don't want you, and you can share it all you want. That's cool. Even if it's the shirt that you would just want to keep, it's your bedtime shirt. You wear it every fucking day. I don't give a damn. Right. And that's what you do. And that's why you love the shirt so much. Right. That's what I'm here for. I wanted for sure comfortability in some, and the others to be able to say, I mean, the oversized shirt is a great one for it's like, I know girls want to turn into crop tops. I got so many, I have had so many of my female friends ask me for that, so many of my male friends that want the heavyweight tee, you know what I'm saying? They want their muscles to show out in the gym. They want to look buff after the workout. Cool.
Right. Yeah,
and then not falter, but still feel comfortable on their skin, or this right here, I've turned all of these except for this one in the tanks.
Yeah.
You're right.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Those are my tanks in the gym. So like
People think they come as tanks and stuff like that. As many people see cut up, and I'm like, no, I could cut it for you, but I'm like, I enjoy seeing your style of a cut.
100%.
There's so many different ways and everything else, and I'm like, no, just make it a tank.
Make it a
Cut
tank.
it. That's why I lowered the price. So it's like, all right, yeah, if you want to buy two, buy two. Like, I'd rather you be able to buy two of them because I know you actually going to rock them and stuff like that. Then we just make a killing off this shirt real quick. So then I can do all these bigger things. I'm like, no, the bigger things will come here and there. And it's like, whenever the price goes up, it's like, just know the price went up for me to make this one thing.
Indeed.
That's why it'll be more of a limited drop and everything else. Because it's like, people's like, oh, my prices went up. I'm like, my prices went down. Everybody's talking about everything's going up. I'm like, I've looked at all my wholesalers and everything else. My prices hasn't went up a drop. So y'all are just maximizing profit right now. That's all y'all doing is being a little greedy. And it show it.
That's
we
good,
just let
though.
it slide though.
That's
I'm
good,
like,
good,
I
though.
let them people slide. Everything else, y'all take advantage of it now. I'm like,
Y'all do
when,
what y'all want.
when in 2 or 3 years when y'all ain't around no more
No,
because
for
you ain't
sure.
making as much, don't be
For
trying
sure.
to looking at me like, how's Matt
That's
still around?
That's
Ooh.
I never do that. No, that's fair. I think you're doing a really good job on that. I mean, I have most of your collection, so
True.
And I really do, and especially, I mean, during the summer, people are gonna see that a lot more because I mean, now I can run in my tanks. Weather's
Yeah,
nice today, so
It's like people see. It's like once you see it once, you gonna see it everywhere from now on. It's just how it goes.
100%,
Most definitely.
100%.
So we talked about the music. We touched on that. We're gonna talk about this wine journey you done been on the last couple of years. You know, because I mean, there was even a point on TikTok. Here goes Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Wednesday.
Wine down Wednesday. Yeah.
He was like, I seen Dave posting it with the wine. I was like, this is suitable.
Yeah.
The many languages spoke and everything else. It suits him. I'm just like, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised by this. Not at all.
My first sip of wine was at 12. First sip of wine. In fact, I actually have the bottle. Actually, hold on. So it's a bottle of Montbazillac, right? Most people here cannot ever find this bottle, right? And they never will unless they A, live in France, or B, know a distributor to be able to supply one. Right, and your distributor has to be tapped in. Okay, I've only found one person so far who has Montbazillac here in Nashville, here in Tennessee. Okay, okay. Shout out Libman for that one. That's really cool. And it's 2015 vintage. This one's a 2023. My aunt brought it back for me. I love Montbazillac, and I'm not the sweetest wine person. I'm not, right. But there's something about this Sauvignon Blanc and Semillon mix that just they do such a good job with. It's about an hour and a half away from Bordeaux, to the east of it, and so I think southeast, if I'm correct. But I had my first sip of that at 12. Hated it. I thought I was still say shit. I like it. No. This is a SpongeBob episode. Chocolate. I remember when they first invented chocolate. I always hated it. I do. Shit, I hated it. Right, and then I had it at 15, 16. Hated it, but a lot less. Taste buds starting to change. You don't understand alcohol at 12 or 15. You know what I'm saying? I had it at 17, around 17, 18-ish. And I was like, okay. Now I can. Okay. And wine, back then, wine was mainly a girl thing.
Yes.
Right? Like, in terms of master somms and all that, they were guys, but understanding wine was definitely, that was a guy thing, but hey, we're drinking wine here, we're drinking wine there, like, it was, girls were mainly saying that, or at least around us, especially down south.
People still look at me weird nowadays and be like, down south, some wine with them.
You know,
why you hanging out with all the girls? I'm like, because they actually sipping wine, and I'm like, I've learned a lot.
They want to do a little wine night, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't hear fellas be like, nah, I'm sipping on some wine. Hell no, shit, what you do? What you sipping on? I'm sipping on some beer, some fucking bourbon. You know what I'm saying? Like some Jack Daniels down. You got some Jack whiskey. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what facts. I got some Gentleman Jack. It's if we were feeling fancy, you know what I'm saying? Like, or we'd hear, of course, most of the time, Evan Williams. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not
here recently. A lot of Paul.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of Paul, a lot of Henny. You know what I'm saying? Daniel and I went. My brother Daniel and I went 40 bottles each spring semester. Yeah. Absolutely horrible. Also, I do not condone drinking that much whatsoever. Just know we weren't the smartest men during that time period. Ironically, he is now a doctor, and I guess I'm doing what I got to do. You know, so like, we somehow we are in way better positions than we should have been. Definitely don't condone it, but that's what we were on. But wine, there has a certain elegance to it. But there is one thing that I wanted to change to it. Once it's like, I used to joke around in college and be like, oh, like if I paid to drink wine, I would do it. You know what I'm saying? I used to joke with my mom. I was like, especially once I dropped out, I was like, well, because, the head injury, that put me out of school for a month and a half. And I didn't feel normal for the whole rest of the year. It took a long time for me to feel normal again. Feel like myself again, not feel, like something was absolutely wrong with my brain. Even though doctors were like, you're fine. After 8 weeks, it's a brain injury, not a fucking It's ain't ACL.
No,
it's
the main frame right here.
You know anything about neurology, your computer system's down. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I would say, at that point, I was like, granted, I learned how to talk wine mainly during that time period and so, and then I was like, you know what? No, I actually but I do enjoy talking about it. Enjoy, being able to give a different perspective to a juice that's not liquor, right? And it ain't beer, right? And I mean, people don't understand that about vermouths. Vermouths are wine, and fortifies. And so it brought a different perspective to it. It's like, can I really do this? Would I really do this? And I got into it. I loved my first level. Got into the second one. I was just like, okay, it's a little more intense, but I like it. I still love it. And I got to the third one, this recent one that I just passed. Shout out to that.
Congrats, bro.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Thank you. One of the hardest wine tests on earth for
Mm-hmm.
WSET 3. I go to CMS 2 right after. And I went to Napa for it. That was really fun.
I bet that was an experience.
Man, what?
An experience.
Man, you know me. Shit, we missed our flight. We missed our flight coming back. Me and Lil One, we missed our flight coming back, and not because we were late. You ever been to San Francisco?
No, I have not.
So their airport's huge, right? Then
Definitely
they have the air train to go from terminal to terminal, wherever you need to go, from parking to whatever. Tell me why air train stops dead center, middle. We sideways. Air train just stop. I was like, ain't no way.
Can't make.
I said, ain't no way. We walked in. We finally got there. We walked in. I said, if security ain't bad, we gonna make it. Look to the left. I said, oh, okay. And then I look a little more. I said, hell no.
Oh.
I said, hell no. And it was like, so we're gonna miss our flight, right? Called moms up after that. We said we're gonna miss our flight, all that. Diane was in San Francisco, one of my old bartenders, Jason Aldean's. Shit, we said, fuck it. Diane, where you at? She said, we on the way right now. We on the way to Vallejo to San Francisco. We on a ferry right now. We about to touch down. I said, shit, bet. We got to ride in a Waymo. Okay? If y'all don't know what a Waymo is, it's a literal self-driving car. It's a and ours was Jaguars. And it wasn't slow. Bitch rolling.
I remember seeing the post.
That bitch was rolling. Yeah.
Like, oh,
I'm in a self-drive.
They don't let this nigga in this. Oh no.
Self-driving car. I was like, hell no. This shit is crazy. I was like, all right. It was good though. It was really good. It was a fun time, fun experience. But to get to talk about wine with so many people who are, of course, know so much more. But the funny thing about wine, and probably the reason I love it the most, is that there is no one on this earth, no matter who you are, right, that's going to know literally everything about it. And that goes with a lot of subjects. But you got masters that really
done it their whole life.
100%. And you can do this your whole life. And then boom, we just came out with 500 new varietals. You're like, all right, whoa. You know what I'm saying?
So
like
back to square one, I can see.
And there's an elegance to it. Now, like for instance, and I'll show you, right? Like for instance, this part, right? This part, and right now, I usually pour with just one hand. I usually pour like this, right? And I mean that's just how I do it.
Right.
And this right here, I can never take the snobbiness out of this. I can't. That's one thing I can't do, right? But to be a black man, specifically a black man in a very, I mean, it's a very, lack of better terms, a very rich white world when it comes, and not just rich, but rich in terms of not just success, in terms of finances, but in terms of knowledge as well. That is predominantly in a white field,
It's very niche.
But to be able to explain it in ways that people don't feel like I'm being not granted, I already sound like an asshole most of the time. I mean, CCR used to tell me that. I'm like, you sound like an asshole already. It don't help if you if you actually are being one. But I'm not being a dick about it. Not being pretentious. Not being like I'm better than you. Right? Anytime I talk to staff members or new staff that comes in or whoever I meet up or end up meeting, they talk about the Psalms that they've met in ways that they're like, this person's such an, and I got an ego. I know I do. And luckily I've learned how to put it aside if I need to. Good. Right? No ifs, ands, or buts. Shout right. Facts. But with that being said, kind of like a chef. All chefs have egos. Right? But I think the ones that make the biggest impacts on you, whether it be chef, Psalm, your aside from your parents, you know, your older brother, your best friend, or whoever in your life, are those that really do sit down and take the time, put in some effort, and have patience with you, to be able to explain something to you that for you seems like fucking rocket science. Right. Yeah. But it's so much simple. It's so simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't care whoever gets offended by this, you know what I'm saying? Very much so at the very end of the day, yes, I am drinking some form of grape juice. I am.
Expensive grape juice.
Yeah, but with such an elegance and a touch, and every single color is different. You could bring fashion with wine. You could bring you can bring cooking with wine. You can bring so many different aspects of what wine is. You know, at the very end of the day, right? This miraculous substance that I can put into my body that may or may not make me feel great, right? Holds a special place in many people's hearts.
Yes.
Right. And I know that because I remember the first time I gave y'all a cup of Mon Baziac. Y'all boys ain't forgot it since. Okay, first time I gave G Money a cup was in 2018. I ain't go back for you know, I wasn't close with my family during that time period. And so, you know, I was like, yo, come to my house. You know what I'm saying? I got some wine. We could just watch, you know, you ain't going back home. We just watch Key and Peele. You know what I'm saying? Drink some of this wine right here. One of the best nights of our lives. You know, like there's something about it to where every person I've introduced this wine to have come back and been like, not only was, you know, what we experienced, what we did was memorable, but the wine stuck.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me not just because that's this year is that or whatever. It's you know, it's also who I'm around, you know. And I think wine creates those memories. That, don't get me wrong, liquor creates those memories any night, whether you remember them or you don't. Shit.
Facts.
You know, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Whether you remember or you don't, you know. And beer will do the same thing to you. Okay? Few beers is a lot beers. Okay? You know. You know, but this alone can be so memorable to so many people, and it starts wine journeys for many people, and it starts you know, or it start not even a wine journey in a sense of I'm gonna be a som, right? Or I just want to know a little more about wine. I just want to understand a little more about its elegance, its touch, its prestigeness, it's all of that. You know, to be able to say this right here, as much as a lot of people are just gonna look at it as like, what's so important about this? Right. I had a dude come to the bar and he was like, I don't really know what I like. I just want what's so big about wine, you know? And in my som mind, you know, in som mind, you could take it as disrespect. In reality, nigga just saying, I don't really know shit about this. I'm trying to learn. Help. Right. And if you look at it like that, you know, then it's like, all right, B. So you know what? You know, I looked at him. I said, bro, don't, you know, cool. What about this? What about that? Have you ever had this? Have you had that? Cool. All right. I put 4 in front of him. I said, look, they're on me, right? Just put 2 ounces right here so we can do a little tasting. They're on me. Don't worry about it, right? If you like something, you know what I'm saying? If you like something, if this one sticks out to you the best or the most or whatever, if you don't like any of them, I ain't going to get offended, okay? Because this is a very subjective drink. Yeah. But I have to stay as objective as possible. I do. No matter, I told this to somebody the other day. I was talking with my other manager, Emma, and I was just like, look, I may like something or I may dislike it. But if I tell you it's good, it's good. Right?
There's a
Grant,
difference.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
right there.
if I'm like, hey, it's good, right? Or I could say it's shitty wine, right? Like, oh, this one's shitty wine. Okay, right? Somebody else might think this is the best thing they ever had.
Facts.
Fuck it. Right? But I could be like, it's shitty wine. I didn't say it's not good. I ain't say it can't work.
Yeah.
I didn't say it is can't. You know, I didn't say that. So people have to differentiate, or a lot of people mistake in terms, this wine's dry, right? But its fruits can come out a lot more, especially if I had like something like, you know, cured meats or something like that that's salty. It helps out a little more, right? But simple thing like that could make an elevator wine. Some wines are great for drinking by themselves. Others are great for pairing with foods. And then some are great for both.
Some are just made for cooking.
If and some are just made.
Anytime I have a question about wine, it's like, let me go ahead and hit a date. And there's been several times where I have, and I'm like, I've enjoyed it and learning more and everything else. And it's like, even Chance, he went to France this past year, got some wine and everything else.
Did he?
Yes,
Did he?
did.
Yeah, he had a good
several
time.
Bottles. He picked up several bottles.
Man,
yeah.
I told you to tell him. I told you. You know what I'm saying?
One thing he made
Shout out Big Chance.
He hadn't tried all of them yet like that. We gonna have some wine night or something like that. And I'm like, I'm definitely gonna get some pictures and send your way and everything else. Good. But it's like he's been wanting to come back. I will say that much. He was trying to come with me today.
Yeah.
See if we was hitting a restaurant or something. Like, Chance, he's off. The man didn't work all the
Next time, bring him by the studio. I'd love to have him in here, man.
We definitely got to
have him in here.
That didn't even happen when he was mainly coming.
Matter of fact, it's funny because like right now I ain't even fill up the wine fridge. I mean, the amount of bottles I got out there is kind of insane. If I think about it, I gotta put some up. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Don't trust me.
Right.
If you like, hey Dave, we can drink some wine. Shit, what you want me to pull out? Fuck, you know what I'm saying? I got it all. You know, come to the crib, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Slide through on that one.
That's my wine journey right now. It's going well, and it's funny because CC before, you know, I was gonna change my test. Because while we were going through all this, because I already did it once. I already moved it once. And she was like, no, you need to go. And I was like, but everything. She's like, no, you need to go. You need to do it. And, I mean, bro, her and her family got me an Aeromaster. Shout out Mom and Pops.
Hey.
He got me an Aeromaster where I can smell 88 different scents and, you know, learn a little more and take that time to really enhance my wine journey. And she you know, she's like, you're gonna do great. You guys told me I was gonna do great too. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna fail. Y'all understand how hard this test is, bro. I was over there, I said, hell no. Now granted, funny story. You'd love this. As soon as we're doing the blind tasting, the white wine was a Montbazillac. And I knew it. I knew it too. I didn't think. I knew. Yes. I knew. Put it down in front of me, and I was like, I smelled it. I looked at it first, and I was like, but it's not it wasn't 2023. It wasn't young. It was older, but it wasn't young, right? And I was like, it's gold. It looked like liquid gold. And I was like, and then I took my first whiff, and I was like, I know you. and wine, I've learned I if you're a person and you tell me what type of wine you like, I know I can break you down. It's weird. Yes. I could already do that just because, you know what I'm saying, where I grew up from, but you know what I'm saying, we had to kind of maneuver that when we were younger. You know, I was black sheep of the family, you can't tell. You know? In the family, I'm the one with the tattoos and all that good shit. You know? But, like, if that's one thing that I enjoy the most is, you know, and I'll do this to several people at work, and people think it's, for instance, I mean, you know, for what I do, if you guys don't know what I do right now, I manage 2 bars, right? I'm a bar manager for 2 bars. And so, you know, people overcomplicate the selling of wine.
I can see that.
And it's so simple, right? If I, like you, like last time I had a table of girls, you know, some of them like espresso martini, some of them like whatever, right? You know, a server had to get there real quick, but she was busy. So I went to the table and said, hey guys, what y'all want to drink? You know, cool. And it's like, well, you know what I'm saying? What y'all want to drink? Where y'all from? All that good stuff. They're from New York. You know, I had a good little time. I said, okay. You know, and then one girl looks at me and she's like, well, I want, you know, it's like, so what do you have? And I was just like, no. You tell me what you want, and I'm going to see if I got it. I'll let you know. Okay? I'm going to try my best to make sure I can make it happen, but I'll let you know. Okay? So she says, I don't want a margarita, but I don't want just a martini. She's like, I was like, what you want? You want me to mix of both? I was like, what you want? And I was like, well, she was like, well, I want a strawberry something. I was like, you want a strawberry martini? She's like, I want a strawberry martini. You can make that? I was like, I got you. I was like, you trust me? Yes, bet.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Or it's like somebody says, hey, I want a house red. And I was just like, okay, what do you want to go on your price point? You know, I want to go here from over there to over there. Oh, cool, say less. I got you. I feel confident in being able to do that for you. And I also feel confident enough to receive failure. To say, hey, this ain't going to work out. Dave, I want something else. That's cool. Right? Be able to take your no's as confident as you can your yeses.
And it'll get you far. That will get you real far.
Be able to take them. Because I can bring it to I remember I brought a girl glass after glass after glass. She said, no. Right? Because my server had already been doing that. So I didn't even want to intrude yet. Right? Eventually, I just looked at her. I got down on one knee. I looked at her. I said, love, what do you like? I was like, just tell me. Just what do you like? Oh, I like Oregon Pinot Noirs, but all the other ones are by the bottle. I was like, okay, well, I got one. And it was like, you like them fruity? Yes. Cool, I got you. She's like, but I didn't like anything. I was like, I got you. And if you don't like this, you can tell me. You can tell me. That's fine. Right? Brought it in, opened it up, did the wine service for them. She was like, yes. And I was like, there you go. Right? And it was all as simple as being able to just look and be able to say, look, if I'm right, I'm right. And if I'm wrong, cool, I'll back it up. If I'm wrong, I'll back it up. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? Like, pause that. Yeah. Fuck.
No,
fuck going on.
Woo.
Fuck. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was like, you know, like I will make sure that you know that I'm standing 100% by what I'm saying, right? But if you don't like it, I want to make sure that you get something that you do like. You know, it's selling wine is easy. Selling wine is easy. You know, enjoying wine's the easiest. Learning about it's the hard part.
Yes.
God damn.
Yep. I felt that.
God damn.
I felt that. That's been personal training for me.
Yeah.
Learning every body part, muscle, organ, the whole respiration.
I mean,
but it's like I know all the stuff. It's just like I don't know all the terminology.
I mean, let's be honest. It's like it's like introducing somebody to drop sets. Who's never used them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like, this is simple.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, sure is.
Just wait until tomorrow.
You know, or very much so. It's all about technique. You know, don't be afraid to. In terms of it, it's like don't be afraid to you can correct where needed, but don't also be afraid to be corrected back if need be. Now, granted, if it's something it's like, no, this would hurt more because of X, Y, Z, right? You know, or this right here. Actually, if you do it like this, you're like more likely to injure your lower lumbar than anything. Right? You don't want to injure anything during that time period. Or hey, well, this is actually really great this is a great stretch for your hip flexors, or you know what I'm saying, like, hey, you want to work out adductors and adductors, go this route, go that route. Same thing with wine. Same thing. You know what I'm saying?
What muscle part are you trying to focus on?
On me.
Let me break it down for you and everything else. Don't just say I want to work out. I'm like, nah. What is your main focus? What are you trying to build up? What is your weak points? Let me go from there instead of just like I want to work out. What's the workout thing? I'm like, that's something you're going to find on your own. You got to find what works for you and stuff like that, and then let me come in from after that. We can.
Now me and G Money, we don't work out with many people.
No,
if so at all.
No,
exactly. For a reason.
Yes, a great reason.
For a great reason, because we're assholes in the gym. You want to come and play. You want to come and take all these pictures. We not about it.
No,
we're getting 1, 2, 3. We out. That's it.
Not many words are said.
Yeah, like especially during COVID, we'd be in here. You know what I'm saying? Get to it. Or last time we went when we were I'm still in Planet Fitness during that time period. I remember him and I were working out, and everybody got on our nerves that day already, because everybody's taking too long. They taking their time. Man's on. I'm like, nigga, if you don't get off this motherfucking machine, it's past 45 seconds. It's past a minute. That's why I like an empty gym. I'm like, nobody in the way, right? That's why I go at 3 a.m. in the morning. Fuck y'all. On my mama. Like, seriously. Fuck y'all. Hell no. You can hate me for that. Anybody could hate me for that. And I don't care. Because I don't, right? Because I'm trying to get in and get out. Okay? I got an hour 15 hour 30 sometimes if I'm on my off days, and that's cool. And if I don't accomplish that, then I don't get the chance to eat. Don't get that. Next thing I know, I'm going to sleep at 6 a.m. Got to get up at 10. Right? The slightest thing messes me up. So when people look at me and they're like, Dave, I want to work out with you. Like, I really want to. Okay. That's fine. And I tell people all the time, you tell me. I'm already going. You tell me. I'm not trying to waste no time. I'm trying to get to it. If not, it's not a good workout. You know that.
Yeah.
You literally know that.
I know.
You worked out with it. You get it. You know what I'm saying? You get it. You know?
And it's like me. I'm just now getting to that point. People don't understand that, like, I have a switch that I can flip on and off from nowadays.
Quick.
And it's like I'll be working out locked in, and then next moment I'm up here talking for 30 minutes with somebody explaining everything about working out and stuff like this and why, not everything else. And then a moment later, my eyes roll in the back of my head. I'm lifting some heavy weights. Don't talk to me right now until I'm done with this.
Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love that.
I remember we got mad at each other. We were G Money was in G Money. I was once G Money said, pick it up. I said, bet. I said, you're right. Boom, boom, boom. Because we can get distracted. We're humans. It happens. Pick it up. Right? Next day I go back to him, pick it up. This is like, hey. I was just like, no, I was like, pick it up. You're on your phone too much. It's like, bet. Right? You know what I'm saying? As big brothers do to little brothers do to big brothers. Right? And then he looked and he's like, all right. He's like, all right, you know, you're right. I was like, man, we just get to it. We getting to it. That's what we do. Okay?
Exactly.
That's what we do. We're not here to play games.
No.
Okay? I'm here to accomplish one thing only. I'm trying to get to it. Therefore, that is exactly the reason I'm getting in the gym, bitch. You know, hey, let's say on shirt, I don't care when you go. I don't care how many times you go. Okay? I really don't. Just get in the gym.
That's all it takes. No excuses.
I don't care how long you're there for. Just get there.
No
right?
excuses.
If you got to just get in, look at it, and leave. Get in there. You'll start creating a habit off of that alone.
Exactly. I tell people that's the hardest part is showing up. Once you're there, you're there. It's easy once you get there. Now, just showing up, that's another statement.
Except for shoulder days and leg days.
I
I would know
love
I
leg
have
day.
broad shoulders. I was like,
It's like, yeah, leg day. I love some leg day.
yeah, I love some leg day. Shoulder days, man. Ever since the injury, shoulder day's been a lot tougher. But yeah, still there.
Understandable.
Still there. Or granted, I that's why I work it out the hardest. Probably.
Touche.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take us back. That first trip to Knoxville.
Damn.
Yeah, we gotta run it back to that because we gotta talk about that. You know.
Okay.
I'll pull up.
Which
hell.
parts? Which parts?
Pull up a hill.
Which
in
parts
his
he
little
talking
car. We will start right from the beginning. You know, this nigga right here looked at me
Before the Capri shows?
before the Capri Shows.
We
in Murfreesboro right now.
Yeah, we are.
You look at me and say, "Nigga, you ain't ready."
I was right.
Yeah, you was 1,000% right. But that experience, that trip.
I was right. Hold up for a second.
Go ahead.
I was right. Yeah. I was absolutely correct. So
it was an amazing time.
you could
The
say that.
Capricios.
Okay.
Cajones.
Okay. We in Murfreesboro. We about to leave. They already hype a little bit.
I'm ready.
You
It's
know.
an experience. We're going
But
to
I was,
Knoxville.
but I was like, you not ready with us like this. Like this is because Henry and I would start. Henry, myself, the boys, Tanner, Hugh, Connor, Jaden. He'll come into the house, pulling up with the little suitcase. That shit was too funny. They said, "Where you going?" Shit, I gotta go to this girl. No, those were fun times. Jacob showing up. Everybody, like we were all on the same type of timing.
Yes.
House deep as fuck. Land. You know what I'm saying? Per hack. Motherfucking everybody. We were deep as fuck. And then that's not including Cole. That's not including Rod. That's not including anybody else we were gonna see there.
Yes.
Which Lando, that's a whole plethora of other people afterwards. We just talking about who's in the house already. Man,
Unmatched.
we pull up. It's early in this one. I think we pulled up 5, 6, something like that. Finally get there. We relaxing. We chilling. We say, okay, cool. We gonna hit up the liquor store. We all going out to the clubs. Makes sense. Okay. We go to You lick. They changed the name now, I think, right, or something like that.
I don't
You
even
know, we go down to Ulick real
We have to
quick.
go back.
You
find
know,
out.
facts. Ain't been back in a minute. Go back to Ulick. We stand in line, right? I remember I was on the phone with my sister just a minute ago. Beforehand, I was asking her about. I saw the Capriccio bottle. So I've been seeing these bottles everywhere. What are they? She said, "Dave, I blacked out. Can't even lie. I was talking to my twin. I was just like, I blacked out off the sips. I don't know what we were thinking. I don't. I said, all right, we in line. We're grabbing. We grab Jack. We grab Henny. We grab Crown. We grab the Ciroc, of course, because the Ciroc bottle. We notorious. No Diddy, literally, but we were notorious during that time period before all of this happened. Of having like the entire Ciroc tree, the entire Ciroc line that's been had. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Now I feel like I gotta pause that every single time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, so we just like, all right. You know what? We might as well we might see what these bottles are talking about. They're right there. It's a little 4-packs. You remember that?
Yeah,
you remember that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I was like, all right.
I was
like, okay, hold up for a second. So, a little 4-packs. I said, okay. And you said be myself. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it real.
I'm off. I don't understand how much I work. I work 80 hours a week. Fuck.
I know.
I don't get time to drink. And if I do drink, I'm mainly in the house. I'm safe. I'm a safe man.
You here?
Yeah, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere else. So, bro, we go to the motherfucking. We in Ulick. We chilling. Little 4'9", 5 foot. No, 4'11", 5 foot. Little blonde shawty. She pulls up. I'll never forget it. Right, and she has a 4-pack in her hand, in her left hand specifically. I'll never forget it. Right, and we were like, what? We look down, we see the 4-pack. I look at her and I'm like, excuse me, love. How are those? Right, just be honest. And she was like, I blacked out off of one. I said, Henry and I look at each other. You and me look at each other. I look at hell. Hell look at us. We look at her. We say, hell no. We said, you lying. We said, you lying.
Ain't no way.
Right? The minute she put it on her dog. She didn't even say on my mom's, on my dad's. She said on her dog. We said, all right.
Go ahead.
We said, all right. For some reason, that was like the okay. Blood go black out. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why. Right?
So backwards.
So, yeah, should be the opposite. Oh,
in Knoxville.
No, absolutely not. But we in Knox. And we young. Fuck it. Said, all right. And so, we buy it. Along with all the rest of the liquor, right? Keep in mind, before this time period, we tried to order pizza at Papa John's. Okay. We tried to order pizza at Papa John's. They said, Dave, you got to order pizza. I said, bet. I'm ordering the pizza on the phone, boom, boom, boom. Comes through. But it came through 45 minutes late, right? Before we even really got, because it was still sunny outside, everything. It was still like
we had a good moment.
Yeah,
like,
like before we even went to Ulick, all this. My fault for backtracking real quick, but we did. We called Papa John's before the order even gets to us at like 33 minutes. We were like, hey guys, our pizza's still not here. And they told me to call, so I said my name was Dwayne Wade.
That don't tell you what kind of time we was on.
And you can't make this up.
No.
You can't make this up.
No,
I said my name was Dwayne Wade. Why? I don't know. I don't know, right? Okay. Man's pull up, and this is where we got pull the fuck up. We got pull the fuck up differently than everybody else did. Everybody pull the fuck up with that. Now ours pull the fuck up. When we say pull the fuck is different. This little like 81-year-old man pulls up to the door, knocks on the door. Prayak open the door. Man just says, here's the pizza. He said, oh, he's like, Prayak go, where were you? He said, I don't know. I just pulled the fuck up. He said, what? He just leaves. He just dip out this little red car, his little red little vehicle. pulls out, and we're watching it. I'm still on the phone with Papa John's at this point. I'm watching it. Right, I tell him the whole story. I'm like, yo, we just got the pizza now. We ordered it, and they had the order time and everything during that time period, all that, right? And so, they were very, I mean, they understood. They understood. They understood. So. That shit is funny. That shit is funny to this day. No, it's funny to this day. They said, all right, guess what? We're going to give you a credit of whatever you want. Bet. We'll get back to that later. Right? Okay, cool. Right? We go. We do that. We grab a Capriccios. Get back to the house. Right? And, I mean, of course, we start drinking. Little by little. We start sipping on them, honestly. Right? Me, Hale, and HV just sipping right now. Matt, you got one, but you sipping slow. You sipping real slow because y'all got to go back to the hotel later on.
I still got to drop. Yeah.
Exactly. Right? So you didn't get too crazy whatsoever. Matt's a very safe man. So, you know, he only really even had that and maybe a shot like 4 or 5 hours later. That was it. He didn't go too crazy. You know? And so I remember just sipping on the first one and then looking down. And then it was empty. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, excuse me? And then I looked at Hale. I looked at HV. I said, y'all done with y'all's? They said, yeah. I said, nah. I said, nah. Because I remember I told you not to have another one. I was like, nah, that's it.
That's it.
I was like, that's it. I was like, we're not remembering the first one right now. Yeah. We're not doing this again. Fast forward a little bit. Okay. Jacob pull up to the house.
Yo.
Jacob pull up with, I mean, I don't know, 15 girls. 10, 15 girls.
It make no sense, but
put him on because he went outside and yelled out, "You want to see some niggas dance?" And girls just line up, come in, sit on the couch, just. That shit was absolutely insane. Me and HV going ham, boom, boom. There's still the video of it somewhere where I don't even remember this. I gave y'all 2 Capriccios. I gave Henry and Jacob. No, Jacob's holding the camera. I gave Henry and Hale 2 Capriccios, and I pulled 2 more out of my back pocket while I'm dancing. I don't even remember putting them in my back pocket. I didn't feel anything in my back pocket. I don't know where. I just pulled them out like cartoon characters. I look like GTA, just holding out the weapon wheel. That shit was insane. I was like, all right, cool. Boom, boom. You know, some things I ain't gonna talk about. We just not gonna put it on here, right? You know what I'm saying? And then later on, fast track, later on forward during the night period, the nighttime, right? We go to a few other parties. Right. We had one party. We start walking up. We having a good time. HVC, you know. And then we see, you know, and then we like, all right, this night finna get dicey. We go to Uptown.
Yes.
Now this I can talk about. We go to Uptown. We go to Uptown. And because everything else I mentioned already, shit, you know, it is what it is. I ain't gonna talk about the rest.
Enough was said.
Yeah. Facts. I ain't gonna talk about the rest. We go to Uptown and
having a good time.
Having a great time. We just walked in. Shit, I just ordered we just ordered some Henny. Henny shots for all 4 of us real quick. And we had the girls with us too. And we had everybody around and everybody's having a good
trying Henny.
Little yeah. It was her first time trying Henny. And she actually enjoyed it. So and at some point some girl walks up to us while we're chilling.
I don't know why us, but
I don't know why us. I don't know why you picked us. Shout out to you. Actually, you picked the right ones.
Yes, sure did.
Right. You still have the videos.
Yeah, I still got them.
Yeah.
They're definitely getting clipped in right now while we're showing this clip. Just like, showing the environment.
So this I don't know. He's probably what 6 foot, 6'1",
at least
6'1", at least. Like had way more size than I did during that time period because I wasn't even in my weight gaining area yet. I wasn't even in my weight gaining area yet. Like I was small. I was very small. I'm small right now, but I'm just because of the injury. But like I'm getting back to it. Like I was super small during that time, probably 140. Yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And she says that she comes out the bathroom and says that there's a guy in the women's restroom that just called her a bitch. Now, I don't know if you know anything about us boys from down south, but we don't stand by that.
No, sir.
Right. So we said, all right. Okay, guys got their way of talking, I get that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't privy to it. That's fine. But you going to have your manners. You need to be respectful all the time. We're going to check you if not. That's
real
cool.
quick.
You know, we're going to check you. Okay? You know, unless it's like your freaking best friend or whatever, and that's just the way y'all talk to each other. That's y'all business. You know, I might not agree with it, but it's y'all business. So, you know, he he was like, he called her a bitch. He's arguing with another girl in there, and at this point, you gotta understand, like the women's restroom at Uptown was like half open because of the doors. The doors didn't really work that much because they just been floppy, right? Same with the guys' bathroom. So
they were side by side.
Side by side. So she says that, and she goes back in because I'm guessing that the other girl was her friend, right? That's what I'm guessing, right? And I remember looking. I looked, and I was like, "No, that really is a guy in there."
Yeah.
I was like, "Nah," because he was, and God bless his soul, we probably scared the living out of that man. He's probably still having flashbacks. And we, I was like, man, you can't be in there. But I could also see that he was gone. Yeah. He was gone. So I try to get, like, way too much. Gone off his ass. He was gone. I said, okay. Put him back. Said, look, man, like, you gotta. I was like, nah, man. Like, he's like, I'm trying to go to the bathroom. I was just like, hey. I was like, well, you know, clearly you're not only disrupting peace, okay, but like, you know, you got your bathroom over there, bro. Like, just
this ain't the
just
one
go
for
pee.
you.
You know, and that, no hard feelings to anyone out there. You know, there's just we were just like, hey, just trying to get the man out of a bad situation. That's just the way I saw it.
We
right?
trying to
help out and make sure that he's okay. Yeah. You know, very much so. You know, I wanted him to be just fine. You know, and on top of that, you're already insulting every girl in there. I don't think that. I don't think you need to. I don't think, you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, it got a little hectic. If you don't know anything about me, I have a lot of boxing and MMA experience, and also during that time period of just now finally starting to work at Jason Aldean's and still young and we're getting into trouble or fights almost every single night over there. I had a quick switch. And so at some point I could start seeing like, hey man, he coming back to it a little bit, and then he just went back off the rails. And so in terms of what security saw on their cameras and what Matt saw on his phone, I scoop him up. Scoop him. I said, okay, scoop him up. Put him down all the way. At this point, HV can tell his side better than I can. HV using the bathroom. Man's
him and Hell in there.
Man's taking a piss. Hell in there too, just finished and washed his hands. I dropped man's down, and I was like, yo, bro. I was just like, guess what? You here now, you know, and the crowd is packed. It's packed
We just
out.
cut him the whole line.
It's packed out. And I was like, okay, cool. And I remember in the line while we were standing uptown, I remember telling one of the young cats, I was like, man, don't let shit get to you, all that good stuff, right? And then I remember during that time period, Hell said he got it. Right? He said, Dave, don't worry about it no more. I got it. He said, you got it? He said, I got it. I get dragged out by all y'all sevens. 7 of y'all.
We got to make sure. But
keep this in mind, because I was hot. I could tell the story a lot calmer now, but I was hot. And so Matt, and shoot, like everybody else, there's a lot of people, if I think about it, like y'all all dragged me out,
Mm-hmm.
right? And y'all are like, hey, Dave, like, you know, it's all good, it's all good. And he was like, yo, remember what you told me? And I was just like, yeah, but this time's different. And like, I was like, I'm not trying to hear it. I was like, I ain't trying to hear this at all. I was not. And then, well, damn, shit, right after that, bro, I looked up. Hell had his bink. And all y'all 7 are holding me back. I looked like I was the living definition of what a rogue pit bull looks like.
Just snap the chain.
Just snap the chain off the fence, double chained up, said dum dum, like just and hop in the fence. Like yeah, that's what I looked like. Okay, like I looked like I was ready. I was ready for war. Okay, it didn't matter.
It's too late. He gone.
Yeah, I'm
and
gone.
All I could think about was hell.
Exactly.
Like, that next week he was headed to Miami.
Indeed, Hell's headed to Miami during that next week and to train and do all that. Right. Matt scoops Hale up, and first Hale in the words of Hale, he'd be like, "Thank you."
He thought he went to go see Jesus that day.
He said, "Oh, they got me." He looks like, "I got you, buddy." He said, "Yes." That shit was too funny. Okay, that shit was too funny. And I'm in there, and I remember HV in there too. Now, granted, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that. So we go and do what I saw the Bink Binks. Saw the Bink Binks. I see the Bink Binks. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. By the time I got in there, I was about to piece him up again. And so I was about to piece him up again.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
And then I just remember HV saying like, nah, you don't need to, because security finally got in there. Like I said, it was
coming.
massive packed.
Finally.
And I remember HV, I tried to go around him, grab me back, boom, put me back down against the wall. Said, try it again, boom, put me back down against the wall. Said, as he's leaving with security, I swim move HV. I go up right straight to him. Boom, boom. He throw a punch. I slip it, right? And he literally slips.
Mm-hmm.
And
had that man by the throat.
shit, I don't know. I don't know the rest. They tried it, and then they were gonna kick me out. They kicked him out for sure.
Yeah,
and they were trying to kick me out. And I remember explaining to security. I was like, "Look, man, like,
I work at Jason's.
you know, like I get it. Like, I genuinely work at a bar. Like, you guys kicked me out. I get it. But let me say my piece at least. Like, man's just walking into the girl's bathroom calling girls bitch. I'm not standing for that. I was like, I got sisters. Not letting it stand for it. You know, I think you guys wouldn't either. They said, you right. They let me back in. The bartender was mad as hell. I looked at him. I said, hell no. I said, hey, guess what? He was mad as hell. Somebody left a drink. He's like, who's paying for this? I said, I'll pay for it if you come get my drinks. He said, nah, man, you ain't got to. I said, I don't give a damn. Come through. I was like, come through. We'll get the drinks going. They said, bet. You know, and of course, always take care of your bartenders and everybody in the service industry. I'm in the service industry. Take care of people, please. You know,
makes a difference.
It makes a difference, and it's their livelihood. Plus, they might treat you better if you do. Shit.
They sure do. We learned that real quick. And,
I treat you better if you do. You know, I came back around, and last round drink was free. Shit, shout out.
Right.
You know,
just a little something.
You know what I'm saying? So, like seriously, like it actually that was the start to probably the best night of our lives. We were there till 3 a.m. and then we went to cookout afterwards. Had a good little time. Like everybody was there, and cookout in Knoxville. If you know anything about cookout in Knoxville, it got deep at the end of the night. It got
everybody was there.
Deep. Yeah, everybody was there.
Mom about to be up in here.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all disappeared into the little crowd. I don't remember how I lost y'all because I was watching y'all, and then I love y'all. They went that way, and I was like, these niggas is gone. I said, how?
Where did Dave go? He was just here.
Shit, Pretty Boy Swag came on. You already knew what I had. I looked at the boys around me and said, this is what's gonna happen. I was just like, look, you guys, y'all gonna catch me when I need to. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Y'all gonna do what it's gotta do. Y'all gonna be here with me. This is what we gonna do. I was coaching up the young kids. I said, this is what we gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. But like, we not like a year older than them. Like,
Right.
a
You look at
year,
them and show you
like
something,
barely
young
6
boy.
months. I don't know. And shit, we had it started a great night, and I was just having a good time by myself. Just had a little fun time over there, and then we went back and had a great night. So that was y'all's first time in Knoxville with us, and at the end, of course, we got that on that Saturday or Sunday. On that Sunday and that Sunday, we not only had, because at first I remember Hale buying us dinner, and then we had the Papa John's that we came back to. So they gave us a credit for whatever we wanted, right? If you don't know, those little Chipotle wings from Papa John's change your life, boy. They gave us 50. Cause I was like, oh, we'll do a 24-pack. We'll do 2 large. I think we did 2 or 3 larges. Cause at this point, they said you got a credit, whatever you want. I said, bet.
Run it.
First, I was trying to be, moderate and nice and
respectful,
respectful. And they were like, you got credit. Oh, I said, say less. 50. They said 30. They said we 24, 32. They said we got 32 or 50. Choose. I said, bet. 50 it is. And nigga, we down them wings. God. We down wings. We down. The pizza's gone. Everybody got fed because we were wondering what we were gonna do for food. Just in general, at that point, we'd all just spend money on drinking. We didn't even know what we were gonna do for food. We didn't care.
That was not a thought.
No, not at all. Not a damn process at all. So
No, those
shit was lit, bro.
Yep. Then we got for the program. That was just.
You got for the program out of that trip. Lando looked at me, said, "Bet you won't make a hype song like that." I said, "I'll make a song like that for no reason." Did 100,000 on Spotify, 110,000. So cool.
Just a bang.
It did really
Just
good.
One post game interview.
Yeah, it was it. That was it for the pro. Yeah, because we were sitting down. Coach for South Carolina at the time. I don't remember him, but Tom.
I can see his face right now.
You know what I'm saying? For the program, our program, this program. Program.
And that just stuck with us.
Stuck with us. And then the whole time we was like, for the program. I mean, and we said program the whole rest of the day. Shit worked out. Shit worked out. Still got the picture of it at the house that we were at during that time period. It worked out. So, and it brought out one of the best songs, Bitch, Dad. I'll do this shit for the program. And in the beginning of the song, I say I just want to make a hype-ass song, dumbass song for no fucking reason. And I did that. Took me 5 minutes to write. It wasn't that crucial. It was dumbass song.
I don't know why he didn't believe. I was like, this nigga gonna have it done before we even get home. He just gonna have to wait till he gets home to record it.
That's it.
And that's all it was.
That was it. I remember being in the studio and having Hale re-record 81 times in a row because he didn't get it right.
Nope.
I remember I was doing that to myself. I'd record. I think the most I ever recorded the same verse was 110, 115 times. And it wasn't even like the whole length of the verse. It was just like a specific part. Over and over. But thanks to those moments, over and over, diminished into, just very, very, very small increments of just like, okay, if you got to redo it, now it's 3 times instead of 100.
Right.
You
got that fine tuning.
Yeah, you hit you at first you trying to hit 100 miles an hour. It's gonna get to you, you know, and then afterwards you're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing it until I hit it. And then you start hitting. And you start hitting. And then you hit again. And then you hit again. It becomes slower and slower and slower and slower until now it ain't shit to just say bing. Knock it out the park, dinger. Done. That's it. So I thank those moments. I thank those moments a lot. I am thankful for all the times I spent just trying to get it. I'm way over definitely past my 10,000 hours. Just don't know when. But even after you're past your 10,000 hours, there's still a lot that you can use to grow. And I think people miss out on that too. So, or people don't take enough advantage of it afterwards. We get to a point where it's like, oh, you're a master, all that. You ain't a master of shit until you get there. Right? And the funny part is, even when you get there, you still don't know a damn thing. And treat it as if you don't know a damn thing every single day. It'll help you out so much.
And this is always why I say I'm just getting started.
At all times.
This is just a start. You think that's something? Just wait. Give me
10
more
to 10,
time.
10 to 10,000.
Mm-hmm. We
Only
can
way.
keep moving.
Only way.
Most definitely. But with that, we can move on to my favorite question, my final question. Because, I mean, it ain't like we ain't going to sit down even more. Like, we'll have more times.
Of
We'll
course.
have the whole squad here, the whole
course.
HQC,
Of
the
course.
whole, so they can get that whole story and everything else,
Of
too.
course. Of
But
course.
my favorite question is, what at the time you thought was a big setback, you know, this is the end of it all, but ended up being one of your biggest blessings? It's deep. It's deep. I can say, like, mine now would have been that night I called you, when I just felt so much pain and everything else, and I'm like, this is probably just a little bit what Dave felt like when making the Love No Vibes tape.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
And
That was
I'm
tough
just
night.
like, that time, that was a breaking point of just like ready to full on crash out, as these young ones say nowadays. And just, I'm like, but I'm not. I'm going to make this one phone call.
You know I'm up.
Yep. If anybody I know.
I'm always up. That's the thing. I'm always
And
up
that
till
has
4
been
or 5. I
A
always
big
tell people
turning
that.
point
Yeah.
in my last couple of years and everything else, and how I see things, perceive things, how I move, how I deal with people and everything else. It's really changed my perspective on all of life in general.
I would never call this a setback. But the hardest moment right now, and you guys know I've lost a lot of people. I've been losing friends since I've been 12. No matter what. No reason why I never cried or never did anything, you know. But most recently, definitely losing CC. That shook my whole world up, you know. And I'm not afraid to talk about it because it's out there and all that. I mean, I kept it to myself for the longest of what was going on and all that, and we kept it.
Even when I came to help move. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't.
No one knew.
Not a thing.
No one knew. The
Thought
only
everything
person
was
who
all
knew
good.
during that time period, the only person I told was HV. I didn't tell anybody else. And then I mean, tell anybody else except for maybe a little bit. And I knew that you guys had a lot going on. You know. And that was that it still is right now probably the biggest challenge that I will face in my life. That was my everything.
Yeah. I mean, I never saw y'all not being together forever.
Yeah,
That was like that. That was one of
everybody.
the- It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I
Everybody.
can see why.
Everybody.
I can see why. Every time we did get to all hang out and do stuff together, like shooting the Free Hell videos and stuff like that, like those nights, I'll never forget.
Yeah, she changed my life for the better. She made me the best man that I could be.
Fact.
And in so many, and they've seen me change a lot. Y'all seen me change a lot. Jeez. You know, and so, and in life you have a lot of soulmates. They come in different forms, you know, but not like that one. That was. That's probably the that's probably the one I'm facing right now. It's the biggest challenge to because I have a lot of promises to fulfill to her. That I have no plans of faltering on.
In no way. We ain't gonna
In
let
no
you.
way. And I know y'all won't let me either. And you know, having you guys' support and everything, you know, helps a lot. You know, and I think I mean, I don't know, it just, you know, death has touched me in different ways, but this one was one that I just couldn't wrap my head around. Still really can't, but
No.
as well, you know, if she can go out like a soldier, so can I, you know. And the amount of love that I've seen poured out from everyone, you know, when I finally did decide to speak on it and show it to the world, and this is what's going on, you know, because I mean, it's a long battle. It was 10.5 months, probably.
Yeah.
It's a long battle. No one really knowing.
Nothing.
No, because I mean, I'm already not the most emotional person on earth. Y'all already know that. So, you know, but you know, to be there each and every day, and then not to just do that, but also like working constantly, and then also doing my test and or studying for my tests. And up until then, it was just tough. It was hard. And the biggest blessing out of it was I have her and have had her in my life. That is the biggest blessing ever. And that's the only reason why, the only regret I ever had when I didn't marry her sooner. That's the only reason. You know?
That.
And, you know, her mom always used to tell me, like, you're the only guy she ever thought about marrying. And, you know, it's one thing to come from you know, your significant other's mouth. It's another to come from the person who knows her the most.
True.
And that itself is probably the battle I will be going through for the rest of my life. Not just now. You know, I'm not going it on the level of her parents. I'm not going in on the level of her brothers or anybody around. But I, you know, as the person that I did see for 4 years straight, you know, almost every single day.
Yep.
I'm going off of the person that I built so much off of, and so much love, and all the battles. I miss arguing with her. I miss arguing
For no
with her,
reason.
you know, on no reason
at all.
You know what I'm saying? And we taught each other how to argue. We taught each other how to understand another, how to communicate with one another. And it's helped me out to be able to communicate to other people as well and see things from a different perspective rather than just A, my own, or B, whatever other perspective. I could be looking at things from 27 perspectives and there could be 28. You know, like
real life lessons.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you carry with you the rest of your life.
100%. And, you know, no one can ever replace that. And no one, and I don't want it. I don't want to, right? But that means God says, hey, you know, you got shit to accomplish. Go accomplish them. At least do it for her. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
She's always watching.
Yeah, people will always meet her through me.
Facts.
So that which is a nice feeling.
And I always remind people when it's bedtime,
Huh,
just like she did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. She the opposite of me on that end. I don't sleep. She slept all the time. Shit, hell no.
Yep. I just look at her. She look at
You
me,
know.
and I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah,
it
it's
sure
that
is."
time. Yeah.
Niggas doing too much. Yep.
You know, and I really I appreciated and still appreciate those moments. So, of course, as of late, I mean, it helps that I go to the gym so late. That way, I just tire myself out and I don't dream about it. But it still something that and I mean, she loved the Get in the Gym Bitch shirt when we first got it, and like she really did. She was like, "No, this is good. You actually centered up right and nice." Yeah, man. That's probably and my biggest blessing. So, and I'm sure. I mean, you know, God has a lot of blessings coming my way, and that's fantastic. You know, so that's still a blessing that I'll hold on to the most.
Every day is a blessing that you get to see, so make the most of it. Is all.
100%.
Like to say nowadays.
Better be able to breathe. Just be thankful to breathe. Don't matter what you believe in at that point. I don't care what you believe in at all. Be thankful to breathe, because you got a lot of people who don't.
You never know when it could be your last one.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
My
And
brother?
if it's your last one, you better know. You better know. Hey,
Make the most of it.
where you cool? You satisfied? What you did? Because if not, you know,
exactly what you got to lose.
not a damn, bro. Not
Exactly.
a damn.
Thank you, my brother, for sitting down with me.
At all
It's been
times.
real. It's been fun.
At all
I
times.
enjoy it. If y'all enjoy it, you know, like the video, leave a comment.
Subscribe.
Definitely tap in, subscribe. Can't forget that one.
Tap
Got
in. Tap in for us.
We just keep getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
And
for
sooner
sure.
or later, they're gonna hear more about my story and my side of things.
For sure.
But that's to come. But as always, God bless.
Peace. right? But most of the time, people don't really realize that. A lot of people are gonna sleep. A lot of people. There's a lot to sleep on, right? Maybe. It's about time we start giving people wake-up calls. So guess what? This one will be the first wake-up call. It'll be the first wake-up call. Very much if you've been sleeping, I'll make sure that you're awake. You know what I'm saying? He'll make sure you're